So I'm doing this video because I just decided to turn it on because I was like, why am I so emotional, like so passionately emotional about the death of this person? I did not know Twitch, obviously. I wasn't even like a dedicated follower, I wouldn't say, but I did follow him for a period. And I think, I mean, like anybody else, people unfollow for different reasons. You know, your different seasons of your life, or it's just not something that you regularly want in your feed, or like you just, it's a distraction even sometimes. Maybe it's not like a bad thing that you don't want to see it in your feed in terms of it being negative, but you know, for me specifically, just I can go down rabbit holes sometimes with things that I enjoy watching or doing, and it can be a distraction from, you know, my work and things that I need to be doing, because a lot of it is on social media. Anyways, it's backstory. I think for me, what I realized today, as someone who knows and I feel like I have not even like clinical, right? I've never, from my own diagnosis, I guess, deemed myself to have any sort of clinical depression or clinical anxiety. I've never had to regularly take medications for any sort of specific mental disorder or mental illness. Although I have, you know, I guess you could say, been diagnosed with anxiety, and I have taken things intermittently for that, but I would never say that I am clinically depressed, or that I go through maybe cycles and spirals per se, but I know what it feels like to be in that really dark, lonely, heavy place. Whether it's your own thoughts that you're battling, or shame from your past, or regret, or feeling unworthy, or like there's a number of things that go through your mind when you are depressed, or when you're having a bad day. And it's not just like your bad day, like your typical bad day. Like if you're someone who struggles, you know what that means. It's like a feeling in your soul. It's not just, oh, I'm having a bad day mentally, like, anyway. But what I realized is it's a heavy loss regardless. Like, obviously a great person from what little I knew about him, but just the energy and impact that he had from just dance alone. And I know that was like one of his big, you know, ways to fame per se, was dance. And he was really good at it, and it was just energizing, and it brought so much joy. You can tell that he loved it, but because he loved it, he was so good at it. Like, we all have our own gifts, and this world can make you feel like if your gifts aren't business or real estate, or just like the big money-making things of this world, if you will, whatever doesn't fit in the social standards of what is successful or what is deemed successful in this world, it's not good enough. Or anyways, we all have our own gifts, and that was his, obviously, just natural talent. And thankfully he shared it. But I know for me, and I'm sure for many others, and this can go for any artist or creator or just person in general, we so desperately need more of those people in this world, because That's joy and light that we cling to, that we need, especially people like myself, even, who have struggled or who are struggling. And the people like him, obviously, that were struggling, like that was probably, you know, highly likely one of his outlets to having joy and fighting those inner battles. But now, you know, he's gone, and so it's like, it just makes you reflect and think about, like, now I don't have that source of my own joy anymore. Like, you have your own joy. You want to create your own joy and happiness from within. But we are created as human beings to be in community and fellowship. And so we rely on each other to share the things about us that do light up the world. We are supposed to be, you know, the salt. We are the salt and light of the world. I know from my own experiences and educating myself, just my own spiritual journey of understanding that we do have our own individual gifts, regardless of what this world says they're worth or not. They do mean something, and they are worth something, and they are special, and we do need to share it. And so while I'm sad, I'm very deeply sad that joy that I loved watching. I love watching any dance videos, but just, I know he was one of them, one of those people that I could just go to and just watch video after video after video. And if I'm in a weird space or a bad space or whatever you want to call it, it would just be an instant, like, pick me up and a light to lessen my own crap. So if I've taken anything away from that, because I've been in a space of, for a while now, it feels like the last year and a half, maybe, of just being in this in-between space, this transition space of like one season of my life ending, both in career and relationships and healing, and trying to get to this other side of, okay, what's next for me in terms of my career and my passions and projects and things, like what is my purpose and calling, like what's next for me, what am I supposed to be doing? And I've been in that space for a while and trying to navigate that. And so I guess it just kind of gives confirmation, in a sense, of just whatever creative talents and gifts I feel I have inside. And I have always thought that, you know, I can't do anything with that. I can't make a living off that. Nobody will support that. That's not a real job, or that's not worthy, or that, you know, this cycle of thoughts. To do it, just to do it. Anyway, so that's my own thing to sit with. And actually what I was just doing this morning, as a matter of fact, I was going through and making lists of things, of different avenues I wanted to start going and pursuing that would allow me to tap into my gifts and to use my gifts and things that I enjoy doing. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling. None of this is really important anymore, but I wanted to get it out. So thanks for listening to my snotty story. Check on your loved ones, your strong friends, your happy friends. Everybody goes through stuff, but those ones that you think have got it all together, and no matter what they're going to go through or what they are going through, they'll be fine. They say they're good. They're really energetic. They're happy. Be physically there, not just the texts are great, phone calls, voicemails, cards in the mail, like all of that stuff is great. But if you're close enough to physically be there, or FaceTime, if you get those feelings on your heart, like, oh, I should contact so-and-so today, there's probably a reason. Don't ignore it. I don't care if they don't like messages or they don't like random FaceTimes or phone calls. That's me. They may ignore you. They may not answer. Send it anyway.